a recent publication of a review article on the full consequences of the COVID-19 injections, and also it analyzes the some of the evidence for the virus itself having leaked from the Wuhan lab. So let's just show.
So this article just published in the Journal of American Physicians and Surgeons, co-written by 11 COVID dissidents, many of whom we know. COVID-19,
including Peter McCullough, Paul Merrick, Charles Rixey,
Aaron Kheriaty,
and
many others.
Yep.
And I'm not saying the first author's name just because I don't know how to pronounce it. Zywiec. COVID-19 injections.
No, I'm not going to try it.
COVID-19 injections, harms and damages, and non-exhaustive conclusion. So I have highlighted a few. The entire piece is worth reading for sure, but I've highlighted a few things. Let's start with the abstract and then just read a few of the highlights here. Compelling evidence shows that SARS-CoV-2 and SARS-CoV-2 modified mRNA biologics/vaccines are products of gain-of-function research, with genomic features and vaccine outcomes that suggest deliberate engineering rather than natural evolution. Far from benign, these vaccines have unleashed profound harm, disrupting nearly every system of the human body and contributing to unprecedented levels of morbidity and mortality. From autoimmune diseases and cardiovascular catastrophes to pregnancy complications and aggressive cancers, the pattern of systemic toxicity cannot be dismissed as coincidental. Urgent scrutiny and accountability are needed. So, apropos what I was just saying about Fauci, we have suppression of information and early vaccine development early in this article. The rapid development of a vaccine prototype by Fauci's Vaccine Research Center, VRC, and Moderna by January 13th, 2020, before human-to-human transmission was officially confirmed, exposed an early understanding of the virus's high potential for large-scale spreading. Yet this awareness was withheld from doctors and nurses treating early coronavirus disease 2019, COVID-19 patients. A teleconference on February 1st, 2020, convened by Fauci and Jeremy Farrar, aimed to suppress concerns about HIV-like inserts and the FCS. The widely cited proximal origin paper was coordinated by the attendees of that teleconference to discredit lab origin theories. Scientists who authored or supported this paper were previously involved in similar narrative control during controversies over HIV origin, Gulf War syndrome, and the 2014 Ebola outbreak. In addition, Kelvin Drogemeyer of the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy collaborated with Fauci to withhold information from the Trump administration regarding gain-of-function research ties to the WIV, the Wuhan Institute of Virology. Okay, lots of important stuff here, but just a few more highlights. Analyses conducted and verified by Lieutenant Edward Macy, USN, through April 2025 using the 2016 to 2020 baseline showed persistent elevations. So just to be clear, these percentages I'm about to read are elevations above baselines established before COVID existed, or before the vaccines existed. Myocarditis, 153.8% up in 2023. Infective myocarditis, 168.5% in 2021, 122% in 2022, 14% in 2023. Digestive organ cancer, 15, 30, and 46 and 43% in 21 through 24. Brain cancer, 27% in 2021, 39% in 2022, 40% in 23. Coagulation defects, 25% in 21, 58% in 22, 32% in 23. Other conditions potentially vaccine-related included overweight and obesity, 27% in 21, 69% in 22, 162% in 23, 262% in 24. Suicidal homicidal ideation, 46% in 21, 67% in 22, 80% in 23, 86% in 24. And slip, trip, fall injuries, 410% in 21, 867% in 22. Those are military numbers. Okay?
That's from DMED.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then one more, I think I have one more. Yeah. One more highlight here. Aberrant protein production. The incorporation of N1-methylpseudouridine, which I'm just going to refer to as pseudouridine from here on out, into modified mRNA biologics and vaccines, such as those developed by Pfizer-BioNTech and Moderna, aims to reduce immunogenicity and enhance mRNA stability. However, pseudouridine significantly impacts translation dynamics, potentially leading to unintended protein synthesis with profound biological consequences. Structurally similar to uridine, pseudouridine alters base pairing dynamics during mRNA to tRNA interactions, which may reduce codon recognition efficiency and increase the likelihood of tRNA mispairing. This can result in amino acid misincorporation, akin to the glutamic acid to valine substitution in sickle cell anemia, which drastically alters protein structure and function. Moreover, pseudouridine may disrupt ribosomal movement, causing pausing, stalling, or slippage, particularly at slippery sequences, leading to +1 or -1 frame shifts that shift the reading frame and produce aberrant proteins. In the, I don't remember if that's the Moderna or the Pfizer vaccine. I think that's the Moderna vaccine, but I'm not sure. 728 uridines are replaced with pseudouridines, and a similar replacement occurs in Moderna's vaccine. So in the Pfizer vaccine, 728 uridines are replaced with pseudouridines. Moderna has a similar number. Theoretically, each pseudouridine site could independently cause a frame shift, yielding 3 possible outcomes per site: no change, +1, or a -1 frame shift. This results in a potential 3,728, approximately 2.67 times 10 to the 346 unique protein sequences, vastly exceeding the number of atoms in the universe. While cellular mechanisms like nonsense-mediated decay and ribosome-associated quality control mitigate this diversity, the potential for significant protein variation persists. So that's a lot of technical stuff there, and we've talked about the pseudouridine stabilization before a lot, but this felt to me like an excellent synopsis of what the known risks are and could be, and how vast they are.
Yeah.
And that is what got granted the Nobel Prize in medicine or physiology.
That is the
pseudouridine
enrichment,
replacement of for uracil.
Yeah. So let me just put it in slightly less technical language. What they're saying is that pseudouridine has a shape that is like uracil, but not exactly like it. And what it is known to do is cause the ribosome, which is what translates the mRNA transcript into protein, to hiccup and stall, and that the number of effectively random protein products that you can get, where you get the thing is reading correctly and then it hiccups here, and everything after that is actually the wrong amino acid placed into this protein sequence. It's astronomical, the number of combinations. Literally, it's beyond astronomical.
Right.
And so anyway, the point is the level of recklessness to introduce something into your body that can produce proteins that no one has ever seen before, thought about before, couldn't have imagined. There's no way you could catalog them all. This is preposterous. The idea that you would ever do it for somebody who didn't have a profound risk for the disease in question never made any sense whatsoever. So anyway, this is a very good review article. It covers the vast array of pathologies and makes an attempt to quantify how much we have seen so far. The upshot is this, though. You have all of these pathologies, which independently are a reason for almost everybody who got the shot not to have gotten it. The risk of any one of these things is too great unless you were very seriously threatened by COVID, and then it would need to be effective, which is not demonstrated, or at least not well demonstrated. Mm-hmm. But the point is, okay, what do you do with the fact that you've got a treatment that causes all of these pathologies to jump, right? The risk of any one of them is unacceptable, but the combined risk is terrifyingly large. And at some level, this is just a shell game that we're playing. You know, we talk so much about myocarditis, which is, of course, very important. It is a life-shortening condition. But it is the sum total of all of the damage done, and the very nature of these things is to damage tissue haphazardly across the body. Why we would ever have deployed such a thing is beyond me.